gonna be running, but running quicker than this. Alexa is not talking to me. I don't know why,
While uniformed officers transport Delbert to the station, detectives begin their search of the house.
Well, first we need a tree, then we need some animals, and then we're good to go.
She was very calm, collected.
Where are you taking Delbert?
We need him to answer a few questions for us. You've seen your brother?
No, he's still out of town. But when detectives search Samuel's room, they have reason to doubt his sister's story.
All his belongings seemed to be there. Strange to me that she said he was away, but he didn't take anything with him.
While the circumstances are suspicious, the search yields little in the way of new evidence.
We didn't find anything in his room that we thought could connect anybody in that home to the crime.
However, the detectives don't come away entirely empty.
A village.
Search report, paperwork was found for storage unit that was rented by Delbert.
I look at this gameplay thing,
We discovered a painting on the wall.
so we can't hear him.
Upon taking that down, there was papers on the back of it.
Papers that appear to be a hit list.
We found my name.
It's a branded one too.
Involved in the case, written on small pieces of paper, and then a little saying that kind of wished death
What's
upon
the
us.
name? This is gonna be maybe what's this one?
Similar threats against members of Seth's family.
I hope you die in a car accident, your family dies, that type of stuff.
Puzzled by their findings, detectives have Delbert's car towed for processing.
Ooh, some apples. That would be useful for some golden apples. A little crane a bit.
Suddenly, the mysterious messages.
I'll need how much bits I can get.
Make perfect sense.
Want some food?
They were essentially
Nice.
putting curses on certain individuals, including the investigators.
Let's speedrun Minecraft. See if we can beat Dream.
Definitely the first and only case that I ever heard of that has voodoo in any way, shape, or form involved in it.
It made me focus a little bit more on Delford and what his role potentially could be in this crime.
Before heading back to the station, detectives pay a visit to Delford's storage unit.
During the course of the investigation, the police found out about a storage locker that Delford and Sheila had, and they went and searched it.
What detectives find inside will bump Delford Barnes from a person of interest to the crime's prime suspect.
Searching the storage locker, we located the candle that had writing on it inside of a glass case.
On the candle was written, die, 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 Seth the Dick.
Come and play on the Gold Coast. Flights and spend the night at the Novotel from just $7.99 per person. Save 35%. Exclusive with House of Travel. Book now.
I have food for days.
We've reduced our kitchen appliance prices further. Secure yours today. Prices reduced further on big brands built-in and freestanding ovens. Gas, ceramic and induction cooktops. Integrated and freestanding
I was gonna try to follow this.
side-by-side and French door refrigeration. Ranges, microwaves and more. Plus, buy now on 60 months interest.
But since there's no villages here, no point of trading.
Further price reductions on kitchen appliances at Harvey Norman.
I was 7 months pregnant and I contracted COVID at a tangi. We spent 34 days in isolation. I couldn't breathe well on my own. I ended up contracting COVID pneumonia. I was the first mum in Jet. It was really terrifying for us. I don't want my father to have to go through what I've been through. If there's a way that can be prevented, I would 100% take it.
Protecting Whānau is what we do. Cut a few
Animals, be free from this. Be free from this prison. There's nobody to see anyways. No places to go. Don't you hate this? I do. No, you're not gonna go in the water that time. More apples. Let's go. We gotta hold this. I'll be surprised if we can't find the witch house or anything. Look, I can fly. I believe I can fly. Parkour, dun dun. I'm Dream. The prison plays.
To look at feelings for a living.
Unhealthy things. We were bringing everything out of the chamber.
Ah!
Where do you want to start? How much time you got?
Guys, I can't believe we survived that. We are such a not Preston. I'm such good at parkour. Wait. Oh, come on, dang. Can't use apples at all. Guys, we found the spire. Now we have to get to the spire before it's too late.
Whatever's coming.
Looks like we need stone tools.
I don't care to kill anyone. What are we doing here? This is where life will begin again.
The wait is over.
Let's get back to work.
And the doctors will see you now.
Patients have problems because surgery went bad. That is bad. We call it fast. Other times, nature does that.
Well, I always have breasts in my armpit.
Oh! I don't know what I'm looking at. This is a little different.
The clients list is updated.
Some of my friends had their ribs removed.
And the surgeries are upgraded.
You want bigger lip smiles, bigger. Double, yeah. It just gets better every time.
Fudge. Starts Tuesday at 8:30 on E!
36 competitive artists put their skills to the ultimate test.
A woman on a mission.
Challenged to create landscape masterpieces from some of the UK's most demanding but inspiring views. From lush green parklands to modern urban landmarks.
This is the drum that I've written for.
Landscape Artist of the Year, Tuesday on Sky Arts. This is my home. I made a promise to protect it. Me and my family. Can't break it.
Survival. It's called economic evolution.
Kill or be killed. You are sealing yourself into the unknown.
This is my spawn point.
So we get it.
I'm here.
Wednesday.
After searching a storage unit belonging to Sheila Adu's boyfriend, Delbert Barnes, he's behind the murders of Sheila's estranged husband, Seth Adu, and his pregnant fiancée, Eunice Ba.
As they searched the storage unit, they found a candle that had some writings on it that were related to both Eunice Ba and Seth Adu.
The candle itself, because of the type of wax that it had, is actually used in voodoo.
Voodoo was likely practiced by Delford Barnes.
In other cultures, the candle is used to write hopes and wishes. And I would think that for most people, that would be, I want to make a lot of money, or I want my children to succeed, not wishing death upon someone else.
Based on what they found in his storage unit and in his car, detectives are certain that Delford is also the one who wrote the list they found in Sheila's
God, man.
What it did was it told the investigators and it told me, we've got the right person.
Despite their increasing certainty that Delford Barnes is the man behind the murders, detectives are still a long way from making an arrest. They've been able to get a warrant for his print and DNA, but after that, they had to let him go.
I knew if we took this to court, it would prove that he had
Prison
actually
plays.
murdered Seth and Eunice. We didn't
Is-
find any handguns, so we didn't have the weapon that killed
Oh,
Eunice.
good at the
There's just a lot of
game.
Still, at that point, unexplained things.
What?
Another mystery detectives still haven't solved is the disappearance of Sheila's brother, Samuel Cully.
Cully is all of a sudden.
What the hell?
He was always around the house, and now he's gone.
Sheila couldn't tell investigators, or wouldn't tell investigators, where her brother was. But they were very interested.
Now I have to run all the way back there.
Sheila was running a home daycare with her.
Guys, see you when I get back there. Well, I can't because I can't
One of those workers
hold
told us
this.
that Samuel called her on her cell phone.
Or you just will see me run.
And when she asked where he was, he
Mm,
said,
mm, 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 mm.
the
It's in New Jersey. It should still be in my phone.
We were able to track that phone to Newark, New Jersey.
Here you go.
We worked with the U.S. Marshals Task Force in Newark, and they actually did all the grunt work for us, really.
On March 10th, 2009, almost 2 months after the murder, County detectives and U.S. Marshals raid the boarding house where Samuel's been hiding out since the murder.
He was living in an upstairs tiny room, which really nothing in it other than a inflatable mattress on the floor and a couple personal belongings.
Look.
Try and do is develop a relationship with them. They want to talk to me. And, you know, sometimes you can convince them that you're their friend and they forget you're the police.
It doesn't take long for the strategy to pay off.
Samuel began to tell investigators what really happened the night of January 12th.
According to Samuel, it all started that evening when Delford came to his door.
I was home, and that's when he came to the door to go pick up a ride with me to pick up the mail.
He said that Seth would leave the mail in a drawer in the kitchen. He would go right to that drawer, get the mail for Sheila, and take it back home. He said what was unusual to him was that that particular day, they drove down the street to a nearby store, and Delford parked his car.
Samuel says that from there, he and Delford got into a minivan. It's the same minivan that security footage showed driving into Seth and Eunice's neighborhood on the night of the murder.
And his brother's car.
Right.
Samuel and Delford were picked up by Delford's brother, who dropped them off and then left.
As Delford's brother drove off, Samuel says he and Delford made their way into Seth's garage.
He claimed not to know what was going on in the house, which I don't always trust.
You're not kill me this time, kid.
And
I'm going to go get the mail. Man, come on, we got plenty of time for that, man. What you doing? You know what I'm doing.
Samuel believed that Delford was going to confront Seth.
That's when Samuel says the whole thing went awry.
The door opened and Eunice walked in. I don't know if anyone expected Eunice to walk through the door when she did.
She's in the stairs already.
He said that Delford pulled out a gun.
I left him with her. By the time I turned around, something boom.
At that point, they were both obviously nervous. They had just fired a weapon in a house in a nice neighborhood.
What did you just do, man? Get over here now.
He put it all on Delford Barnes and said that he shot her and ordered Samuel to drag her into the theater room.
They didn't leave right after that happened. Instead, they were there for the next few hours, waiting for Seth to come home.
And they go ahead and go down.
Samuel tells investigators that when Seth finally walked in 2 hours later, Delford attacked him with a knife.
These guys I have an aimball, man.
Delford decided using a gun again would definitely alert the jury.
No! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! I will find a way to kill these!
Aren't buying Samuel's
Some idiots!
for more information.
You can't kill me. I'm the gingerbread man. Ah, wait, huh? No, no. Oh, let's go! One hit on the...
Seth to do. And then he had Seth.
Your friend's gone now. Now you are gonna be destroyed. Run.
He said ultimately Delford killed Seth, and they dragged him to the foot of the basement steps and fled the location in Eunice's car.
Samuel Cully's statement allows detectives to charge him with 2 counts of
This
first-degree
dumb
murder.
idiot. I need armor.
It allows them to throw the book at the crime's apparent criminal.
Oh.
On interview,
No. The thing is able.
an arrest warrant was issued for
Guys, we finally got rid of those dumb idiots. I'm gonna leave it big this so I make sure I won't die.
Sister Sheila didn't in any way as being involved and really stayed away from her and wanted to bring her up or talk about her.
He put it all on Delford Barnes and said that he was responsible for everything.
So you tell me if she's involved, you're unaware of what her involved.
I don't think she's involved. One time she probably was involved, but she probably told me that they go through a nasty or the use of action.
Here's my actual stuff.
Everyone needs a good workmate, someone to help carry the load. A crack of dawn riser, a get stuck in it. Never complain.
my sword's gone.
Dependable, tough, smart, hard-working, and a lot of fun. We're proud to be New Zealand's favourite workmate. Ford, the #1 light commercial heavyweights.
With HelloFresh meal kits, you get tried and tested recipes.
Seriously?
Pre-portioned ingredients.
The dumb game has been dumb idiots.
Order now at
Oh my gosh! I will kill this guy with a pickaxe if I can. Good. Oh, I wanna help.
Look at that.
How did I?
That's your dollar there.
What's it looking like on the other side?
This all goes out the door.
See how ANZ could help you pay off your home loans faster. Search ANZ Home Loans.
The new Ford Puma and unlock from your mobile phone.
Seriously.
Need to downloading.
This thing has too much health.
The new effortlessly
God, Minecraft has developed these things like Fortnite for things. Like, I never took out someone before.
Extra luxurious Sanctuary escape.
Thank God you did that. We did lose that, but we lost one thing. You know what that was, guys? Oh my. It's the leader! We didn't lose it! Come on.
Exclusive with House of Travel. Book now.
Prepare yourself for a broadband service simply made to entertain. Sky Broadband has arrived.
Yeah, but is it fast?
It's fiber. It's ultra-fast. So it can handle all your entertainment needs. Like this. That. And this. It's so fast you'll never have to borrow your little head again. Oh, do you know what's not little? What? Our Wi-Fi coverage is simply huge. Yeah. It'll cover your house. That's pretty small.
No! Man!
Ask about the setup! Tell me about the setup.
Yeah, it's simple.
Not again. Actually, just save me.
Ask for our super setup technicians. They'll set up your broadband, using your devices, and will look damn good at doing it. Cool. But how much does it cost? Sky TV customers, our lightning fast Wi-Fi is from only $79 a month. Don't touch that. That's like paying for a chicken and getting a bald eagle. I like it. So what are you waiting for? If you want amazing broadband at a super snazzy price, then welcome to Sky Broadband.
They're gonna take my money to kill me, aren't they? Am I always gonna try and kill them and they're just gonna keep killing me until This game sucks, doesn't it? Get ready for... Wait, if I just walk, they can't hit me. I can't believe that. They can't hit me if I just walk and not be close to them. No, they're gonna be close to me. No, now I have to walk so they can't be close to me. Okay, run. Should help up. Actually, no, I'll go back to...
Unbelievably epic song. Wonders by
I'm pretty sure witches can't even kill you. For one time, I don't wanna die.
2 months after the brutal slings of Seth Adu and his fiancée, Phoenix Ma, detectives believe
No! The thing should die, please! No, you should be able to...
Confessed that he and Sheila
I have to get the stone, right?
committed the murder.
I have to get stone. I want to get some stone stuff.
And he obviously didn't have any problem admitting his role.
But it gave us enough probable cause to get an arrest warrant for Delford.
We traveled back through the night, met with our warrant apprehension team.
Seriously! Why did you guys never stop?
Slumping because, we knew we were going to bring some closure to this case.
Detectives take Delford Barnes into custody without incident.
He was transported back to the police station. Showed very little emotion.
He's one of those guys where it somewhat haunts me to this day, and the way he would look to you is almost like he had this death scare.
At the station, Delford refuses to cooperate.
His first response to me is, I want an attorney.
Are you telling me you don't want to talk to me? You willing to sign a form that you don't want to talk to me?
Though Delford refuses to talk, detectives
That's
still
alright.
have Samuel Cully's confession.
That was a huge thing. At least we found a lot of answers that we are looking for. Thank God. These people have been, arrested.
But will there be a third arrest?
There's a lot of unanswered questions about Sheila and what her absolute role was in this case.
As for Sheila's brother, Samuel Cully, he may have been quick to point the finger at Delford Barnes for his role in the crime, but he's mum when it comes to information about his sister.
He would only talk about himself and Delford.
But it was very apparent to me he was very protective of his sister. That was a person that he was not going to, or didn't seem willing to give a lot of information about. We know she did not actually participate in the actual killings of Seth and Eunice. So now we need to know whether she's a co-conspirator.
After a little digging, detectives uncover what appears to be a powerful motive.
Seth had probably roughly $1 million in life insurance.
Sheila was the beneficiary of Seth's life insurance as well as his pension from work.
Damn,
so those
skull.
things were definitely a big motivation for him to be killed before their divorce was finalized.
The divorce was almost final. This was her last opportunity.
Dang it, I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm
Though
dead.
detectives believe that money
I'm
was
dead,
the
I'm
only
dead, I'm
motive
dead, I'm-
Sheila had for killing Seth.
She had just recently learned the weekend prior that Seth was involved with Eunice and that Eunice was pregnant and they were getting
Ah,
married.
please, please, please.
This new woman is younger and more attractive. She's going to be his wife. They're going to have a child together.
Sheila probably found out when Seth and Eunice, as well as friends and family, had posted pictures from the engagement party all over social media.
That was probably very hurtful to Sheila because she obviously contributed a lot of resources to the purchase of that home. Before, she was just a girlfriend. Now she's going to be his wife. They're going to have a child together. Those are things that Seth and Sheila did not have. So now they're having this celebration, making these announcements in her home.
She married Seth with the hopes that they would have a life together. She provided for him, helped him get the house, put him through college, and then he completely abandoned her, in her opinion.
For Sheila, it was the ultimate betrayal.
Detectives believe Sheila worked quickly to plot her revenge.
Sheila was a smart lady. She wasn't going to get her own hands dirty if she could get someone else to commit the murders for her.
None of this could have happened without her encouragement, her coordination, and her planning.
Though proving that
It's
to a
called the
jury
get.
will be difficult.
We could prove the motive was obviously jealousy, and secondly, the financial aspect of it, that she was going to get a rather large sum of money. But it didn't necessarily prove the case. It wasn't a smoking gun. We didn't have admissions from Samuel or Delford.
Oh, God, man.
However, Samuel Cully does agree to testify against Delford Barnes in exchange for a plea deal.
He got a sentence of life. He was able to avoid the life without the possibility of parole by taking the plea and providing cooperation.
But Samuel never backs down from his claim that Sheila had nothing to do with the murders.
I believe Samuel was trying to protect Sheila.
He didn't want to provide any information to make her look guilty.
Neither does Delford.
The prosecutors approached Delford with a deal similar to Samuel's, but he refused to cooperate.
There was no remorse. You didn't seem to have had any regret.
When Delford Barnes stands trial for murder in August of 2010, Samuel takes the stand as the prosecution's star witness.
Samuel was one of the best witnesses that the state had, really laying out what happened the night of January 12th, how Eunice and Seth were both murdered.
Delford's own brother also testifies, confirming that Delford was at Seth Aju's house the night of the murders.
Delford's brother admitted that he took both Samuel Cully and Delford Barnes Barnes to that location and dropped them off.
Delbert's brother was just asked to give them a ride. He didn't know why they were going to that house or whose house it even was.
As damning as their testimony is, the forensic evidence is even more compelling.
During the investigation, they'd taken Delbert's prints and DNA, hoping to tie it all back to the crime scene.
There was DNA under the fingernails.
Revenge.
That the dude that was the DNA of Delbert Barnes.
There was no way to explain the fact that Delfert's DNA was under Seth's nails.
Between the DNA evidence and Samuel Cully's testimony, the jury has no trouble reaching a decision.
It only took the jury about 45 minutes to determine guilty verdict on all counts.
Delbert was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
I felt some satisfaction in getting the two people that actually committed the murders, but I felt like none of this would have happened if it weren't for Sheila. So I felt unsatisfied in that we hadn't brought her to justice.
I don't know. I think I was sick and I
That's possible to hurt yourself that way?
I needed everything possible to prove that Sheila did it.
It was really frustrating that she was wandering around every day living her life, but we knew that she was who caused the murders of Seth and Eunice.
After Delbert's conviction, prosecutors do everything they can think of to build a case against Sheila. Finally, in January 2012, after a number of dead ends, detectives turned back to one of the more cryptic pieces of evidence uncovered during the initial investigation. The voodoo relics discovered in Delbert Barnes' storage unit. In particular, the candle inscribed with the words, "Die Seth Adu."
As time went on, we brought back the handwriting expert from the FBI and asked him to look at Sheila's handwriting, to compare her handwriting to the handwriting on the candle. The expert said that
we have to make
Sheila was the one who wrote
might have to make a part 2. I'm sorry, guys.
Really got,
But
for us,
we got a brand new house.
Yes, we're definitely going down the right track here.
We're gonna light it out. Oh,
We owe that to Seth's
we're gonna
family
light it out. Then
But is it enough for
we're
prosecutors
gonna be okay.
It definitely
Like it.
I was very concerned
Okay.
about how the case would go.
We're gonna place to stay
The
now.
fact that she had hired a really high-priced attorney who probably couldn't argue a great case. And secondly, our evidence is very substantial.
But just before the case is set to go to trial, Sheila does an about-face and accepts a plea deal in exchange for a reduced sentence.
Sheila pled guilty to conspiracy to commit murder and was sentenced to 20 years.
Her plea, I believe,
Bye.
was a way to avoid a life sentence. So I think she decided better that she take a plea and have a chance to get out.